Hello, welcome to today's live. I think today is the 24th of June. I think we are nearing the end of the month, and yeah, let's just head straight into price action. Let's talk about some forex and also gold and metal, and see what we can do on these pairs at the moment, and see whether we can get um some pairs or something to trade. You understand? Basically. So, on gold, we can see that we are edging for these lows. It's a bit too aggressive for the way I trade to enter these trades. I've been seeing a lot of entries, but just been letting it go by for some reason. Too aggressive for me. So right now, I believe we are heading to these lows. I feel like these lows must go. You can see that Perez respected this. We induced some people, then we've seen in the short take out this low. I believe we could see this go. But I don't know whether it's going to happen after taking out these highs. Then we see the sell off. So normally what we should be looking for on gold is some longs. I think this longs you could target these highs. You understand? Whichever one like fits your whichever one you're okay with, you can target those highs and to this marker well. So with this lows going, yeah. Once you see price what give off a nice reaction, you can enter a long position trade at the moment. And you just have to watch. Okay. That's one very, very, very bullish candle. Sometimes with gold and all these things, like you just have to be careful. Like this bullish candle can be intentional and it can also be the opportunity. Like, and what I mean by intentional is like it's intentionally moving aggressive, for people to enter, then it traps them. But it can also be what the continuation to the upside or to our target, which it could be this one. So like we good is very, very, it's very, very, So let's see. Maybe after taking out the size, it gives us an opportunity to go. But something with this too is like it is also aggressive. It is very aggressive. So you just have to be careful. I think we should watch Euro USD next. So Euro USD, we have taken a major low, and what we can see is that we've been selling. We have been selling. Come in. Let me just delete all this stuff. This is an aggressive sell. I didn't believe it would sell this, you know, aggressive. I thought maybe we could see it uh, have a move to the upside, but yeah, I was wrong. So I think Euro USD just have to target one low and steady price action. If like you trade like forex pairs, I think right now it's not the best time. It's not the best time. Everything is just like one way. You understand? So if you take trades, you'll be very, very scalpy. And like I'm not saying it's difficult or anything, but like it's not the best in my opinion. So let's see what the market is offering us. It's not easy, but you just have to wait and watch, see. Let's just skip all the forex because currently on forex, I'm not seeing any opportunity. I think only USD that I'm in a trade right now, and yeah, it's going in my favor. But you know, I think last week I said that we should take charge of this week because it's going to be very very slow, and I think that this is like it's testament of what I've said. Right now, everything is very 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 slow. No trades, everything is moving in one direction. And this is one thing, like if the market is moving like this, it's very hard to get into trades. You understand? But if you have a move that is defined, something like this, it's nice to enter trades. I'm not even talking about like choppy price action, talking about, smooth up and down or down up. You understand? Price action is very, very nice and lots of opportunities. But with this, yeah. So USD we are approaching this high over here. You understand? After we take it out, we will just wait for what I'll call a probable inducement, which looks nice. You understand? Like this, we see a build up, then we go long. Right now, yeah, just going for this high. A lot of people are in here. If you're a scalper, you can target this low, but we don't do that over here. We don't do that over here. We take road trades. Uh, let's check futures for now. Not really being active in futures. I think we just had stock open, so you let's just take the bigger picture first. Then we focus on what is happening on stock open or whatever time frame. Right now, you can see we have this equals at the top here. Let me delete this. We are selling down aggressively. We have this low of interest. Okay, not really interesting. Okay, this is a zone. So before the mitigation, you can see it has gone up. Let me just go on the one and see something. What is the low on that? 29,580.50. So it's followed by I want to see whether this took it out. 29,577. Okay. So it was taken out by this low. And it's very, very interesting because we can see from there we had this move to the upside. We have built liquidity to the lows. A lot of people were buying, maybe targeting this high. Then we've seen the sell off. So we've trapped all these buyers. All these buyers are trapped. Currently, what we can see is we can see this build up at this point. So we have this lows too. So I think we would work within this price action. I think for the day, maybe during late hours, maybe the AM, very very late, maybe from like 5 p.m. going, we can see like a difference in price action or something. So at that point, maybe there'll be some movement. But right now, I think from now to like 4 p.m., we can see price what work within this range or my Kelly bracket. So right now we have these equals at the highs, and we also have this low that was mitigated from this week. And Let me explain something. Let's say we have something like this, right? And we see it stab out this high. Once this high has been stabbed out and we see a low that induces people, you understand, we go up high. This wick has what stabbed out this zone to the left. So what we can also see happen is this sell-off and a continuation. So this is the inducement. This is the second inducement, you understand? Respecting this. So we don't want to see this low go, but I want to see what this high go. Because this has what mitigated it and it has induced people, you understand? And it has built the liquidity at this size. So we like to see that continuation to this highs. So that's one thing. And I think that's what's happening over here. And it's also happening on what USD JPY. I'll show you that in a minute. So this wake over here has what stabbed out this going up. We've seen the sell off. So what's supposed to happen probably is this, but we can't predict that for sure. And sometimes it's risky, you understand? It's very, very risky. So let's just see. So we are working within this highs. This low is the low that has to go for sure. But if this high goes, I believe we could see um some long moves probably to the highs. So what's this? We will see some long moves probably to the highs. Understand? So we just have to be patient with it and see what happens. Thank you is looking very, very interesting. I just need to place an alert at this high. Or we just see it sell off. So I think probably ES will have what almost the same DNA as NQ. What we can see it do in ES is that we have this liquidity low. We have stabbed out these highs and we are selling at the moment. So over here, what we can see is that we have built liquidity at this high. Unlike NQ, we have built what liquidity at the top price action, but on ES is different, or S&P 500 is different. We built it at this high. So we are in this zone currently. Let's see what happened with this zone. Okay, we stabbed it out. Let me just give it more investigation. Okay, so what's happening is that we are still in this zone. We are still in this zone at the moment. What do we see? We've seen the inducement of buyers. So people want to buy at this point, and we built liquidity at this lows. So probably what we have to see is a continuation short, but this lows haven't been taken yet. Okay, so buyers are not really induced. It's just more of like a break of structure. Break of structure. So maybe this could be an inducement for the continuation. So correction, this is not buyers are not induced over here. This is just a break of structure with the mitigation of the zone. Let me draw it well. The mitigation of the zone, we've seen a break of structure. We've seen it near this low. Mm. ES is somehow interesting. I think we've seen an inducement of sellers at the moment, and we also this thing. We're also going long on NQ at the moment. I believe this high would go. This high would go probably. But I just have to wait. But on ES, I believe we have induced sellers at this point. You can see we've seen a continuation. It built liquidity at this point. So people wanted to short, but this also an inducement of sellers. We can confirm it by it taking out what this liquidity high over here. So right now we are mitigated in this zone currently at the highs. So what we look for is what an inducement of sellers once again. You understand? I want to see sellers get induced so that we take our buys. So that's what I'm seeing on ES right now. So I'm just trying to find a target, a better target. I know that this high is one, but we can't just use it only that. We need to get the most out of this move. And if you study what I said on NQ, I said if this high goes, but I'll be looking for longs back to this high. So I don't know whether same thing will reflect on ES because these pairs what they correlate hand to hand. They are like brothers. So I don't know whether we should use that same analogy for this. So ES, I don't want to see this logo, but if it wants to go, I'll allow it to go. We are looking for what the best entry right now. All you can see it do is that what we've taken out this low. Um, let me see something. We are inducing some buyers and just going lower. People that want to buy are just being trapped at the moment. I don't see it go low. I don't see it go low. At least one more sell back to the slows. I think after we get this sell to the low, I think the buy to the upside is somehow probable, but we just need a right entry to go. This trade highly sketchy, very sketchy. If you don't like the risk, I advise you to not take it. But the idea, I like the idea. I like the idea. I don't believe we would have a retracement after we take out this high. I've been preaching about this thing on the daily market outlook that you can do everything right when you enter a trade. You understand? Once you take out the high, since price doesn't move in one direction, it could come down and what take you out and go long. And I believe that this thing is also sometimes a thing of experience. You can tell sometimes. So all we have to do is just what be more experienced, be more patient. We can get there, you understand? Be part of the greats and see when price will retrace and when price will not. Currently price is selling very aggressively. Very aggressively. Very aggressively. These lows I've marked at this point have liquidity here. But do I want it to get taken out? Will I be comfortable if it gets taken out to still go long? That's what I want to see at the moment. To be a nice inducement of sellers setup, but we, as you can see, There's liquidity here at these lows. One, two, three. You can see we are respecting each other, respecting each other. So yeah, it's something for me. It's something. It's something. I think the ideal setup is that price moves at this point to the highs. We also have to keep an eye on NQ and see where NQ reach those highs. I'm not taking out this low. If NQ takes those highs, I think it's a nice setup. NQ at the minute doesn't look like it's going for those highs at all. It doesn't look like it. It looks like an inducement of bias. We'll see a continuation back to the lows. You can see we have these lows that is respecting, or should I even call it target? So he wants to take that low out. Very, very chopped price action. This is very chopped. I think I like ES better. ES is more understanding. There's more understanding on ES. Let me say it that way. Okay, let's try imagine price action on the other side where we, let's say, don't understand what we want to frame out another direction, the opposite direction, and we'll see how it works. You understand? This helps me sometimes. Let's say I have a trade that goes in my favor. I try and frame out another direction. It just opens the mindset, you understand, for better trading. So let's see, this is an inducement. We've mitigated this high built liquidity. We have taken out this low and we are looking for longs. But we mitigated this zone and we've seen its trap induced buyers. Sorry, trap sellers, trap buyers and induced sellers. And we saw it was go to the highs, which is not a good sign. It's not a good sign at all. But built liquidity at the high. So if it would move to this lows, it has to be buying at this point. Or it is not that, and our idea is correct. I believe more in idea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our idea stands solid. You can see we've had a break of structure. First thing, you understand? And we have some highs to the left, maybe this high or probably this high that we have as our target. So first in break of structure, I believe this is an inducement. That's the second thing we have. You understand? Followed by this break of structure mitigation inducement. Mitigation of a new zone. You understand? And look at this. Like after we get a break of structure, let's say we have this break of structure with a liquidity build up. I would like to see what is sell to the lows. I don't like to see it. Okay, we have a break of structure. You understand? Then you mitigate another zone at this point. You understand? You sell a little, you go up. You're trying to tell me that like you can progress with small longs to the highs. And that's what I'm seeing over here. We've seen our broker structure, our mitigation. You've trapped some people, you've gone up, taken out your high. You're trying to tell me what there could be progress. You understand? So that's what I'm looking for right now. And I think ES is giving me that price action at the moment. So yeah, I think ES longs make sense. So what are we seeing on ES right now? You can see that after mitigation of the zone. We've seen the sell off taking out the slow. Uh, we've taken out this high. We've caused a break of structure. I think we need to go lower to see more. We've caused this break of structure. It's not the best. It's not the best. Not the best break of structure. I think the next point of contact will be this highs. And that's all we that's how far we can go. If we had maybe trading views premium package and we had access to the 15 seconds, we could see what's happening. But yeah, if I could see what's happening, I think I'll be looking for my longs at this point. Maybe I'll be in a trade in some longs. I'm just going to enter a trade at this point. Sometimes you might not know, but that's the best you can do. I think right now is about that time. S&P 500. Okay, we can see that something else is happening right now on ES. Wow. We need to be patient on ES at the moment and just watch. Maybe it comes for the low. At the moment, ES has taken out the lows, but it has also done one thing that we could use in our favor. In our favor. I say in our favor. Right now, what we can see is what this has built what liquidity to the highs after it has established low. So if ES shows us a sign that it wants to take out this high, I'll go long because right now we have what liquidity and all that. I think with the bullishness, I might enter a trade. Yes, with this bullishness, I'm long. If you heard it, I just entered a trade. Wow. I'm just taking a loss less less than a minute. This is the fastest loss I've taken. Less than a minute. I don't know. On my broker, it shows that this low has been run. Well, I blame myself for this. I blame myself for this loss. To be honest, I blame myself. I blame myself. What you can't see, you shouldn't. You understand? Be predicting, and that's what I did. What I should have done properly is that okay, I'll be like, I have access to the 15 second chart, and I should, you know, do analysis with it than to just predict that, oh, okay, we are very, very volatile. We are going to reach the highs. So, yeah, that's a loss. Wow. Wow. Right now, we just have to be patient with it. At the moment, I can see the slows go. I can see the slows go. Let's check on NQ and see what NQ is also up to. Mm, let's check on what's happening on YM. So, let's just start with the daily. Let me see. US 30. The daily looks kind of, you know, choppy. My type of price action. The choppier it is, the better it is to read. If you don't believe me, I'll be there. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Let me just place and let me say you're getting bullish price action. So let's start with the 4 hour. We can see that we what start out this low. We had a move to the upside induced by this. Then it came before these lows. So with that, we saw it what come to the upside, engineer liquidity. I want to be sure whether these lows were taken. Okay. So at the moment we've taken out these lows and we have this build up. We've also seen it what take this out, but not this. And we've seen it well. sell to the downside. So yeah, we could see some longs. Yeah, to the highs. To the highs. Yeah. YM, I believe there are some longs to these highs. And I think it's happening right now. Mitigation, trap. Oh yes, yes. Somewhat bullish. If it takes out this low, I think maybe we could see some buys. So it's low to the high, sorry. YM at the moment, very, very, very scalpy. Let's check on ES. ES is selling. So yeah, I just need to delete this alert. It's selling aggressively. So I'm all for this lows. All for it. ES, I don't know whether the direction is what's wrong, but very, 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 very strong in my direction. Very, very strong in my direction. I don't know whether I entered at the wrong time, you know, and I'm not to even blame myself entirely. I take full responsibility, but like if I had a 15-second shot, maybe I would have done a better job because I didn't see. I bought out the probability. Very, very foolish thing to do, in my opinion. But you're still monitoring. You're still monitoring. I want to see why I'm come to this low. It can choose to keep on going high. There's nothing wrong with it, but if it comes to this low, it's just a better opportunity for traders. So mitigation. Please respect this high and sell off. Please respect the high and sell off. Sell off. So if we catch a sell off from here, you know, maybe trapping this lows, I think we could see an easy buy up. Probably with this demand zone. Probably to the highs. So the trade will look like this somehow. So this would be the idea. But we don't take straight trades with demand zones only. We have to take it with a little bit of uh I don't know what I should call it. A little bit of uh confirmation. I don't use the word confirmation. Yeah, but you get the idea. So it looks like YM is buying to the highs without us. Think we are late. Well, maybe there might be another opportunity if we take out this high. maybe a sell off, maybe. You understand? After you take out this high, there could be a sell off. Then we see the longs. Just have to be patient. Let me delete this. It's bad luck. Puts. Oh, fuck. So yeah, YM is going without us. If YM is bullish, let's hope the other pairs are, the other futures are. Okay, we can see that we've taken out this low, but not this low to the left. We've seen this very, very bullish move. If I see an entry, I would take a trade. I would take a trade. Not the best thing to do, but yeah. Right now, we are respecting this high. So, all I like to see is an inducement. Probably it will take this low. Once this low, we could see a buy of some sort. We have a lot of highs. So, I don't know whether it's just going to, rampage. Okay, this is not good. No, not what we are expecting. I'm not expecting this at all. Let's see. Let's see what happens. If you get a nice trade, I say a nice trade, a nice entry, who are we to say no? But at the moment, it's not it's not looking good. It's not looking good because we still have these lows. These lows are still a possibility. Just have to wait and watch. Wait and watch. Wait and watch. Let me just check up on NQ. So NQ has hit our target to the lows. Let me delete this. So for direction on NQ, where would it probably go after taking out the low? We still have these lows to worry about. And we just tapped out this. So I think right now for direction wise on NQ, I don't think I still want to have this target in mind. There's still a possibility that it will reach there. But right now, I believe that we should just give what price time to show us. the direction. We don't want to be, you know, have a false direction and be confident in it. And we expect it to respect it. You understand? So you just have to see. So back on years. So years at the minute we have taken out these highs to the left. We still have this low which holds some importance. So we could see a sell-off from here to this low, but we should be patient. We should be patient. I believe in the direction so much on ES. I do believe. But what I want to see, you know, probably is maybe a sell-off with a build-up. Then or ES is one of those ones. The runaways, skipping class, stubborn boys. They're skipping entries. Yeah. ES. Very, very stubborn boy. I also believe ES has played us, you know, I bought at the wrong time, and I think it's going to a target. Yeah, and it's going there without giving us a target. At least yes, give us a target. We do something. So, yeah, I just think we have to sit and wait. You don't know what the Lord can do, and we just close our eyes and open it. Bang, engineer liquidity is entry in favor of our direction. Wow. So at the moment we have these lows that built. So let's see what price does. Do we respect the low and go up high or we take it out? Let's just wait and see. A lot of people are selling right now. A lot. You just have to see whether they're in the right direction. I believe ES is going to the highs. That's my firm belief. We are going to the highs. So the people that are selling there, some will. Okay, on ES, right now what it looks like is like we are respecting the lows and we are heading up. When I say ES, I also mean S&P 500 for those that don't know. He is a very, very, very stubborn boy. Very stubborn boy. It left without saying goodbye. Left without telling me that broken my heart with the stop loss we had at this point. But it's all good. It's all good, yes. Sometime from now, it's on that shoe. We'll take do you of. Yeah. Let me check on my UJ position. UJ, I never knew it could range this much. JPY. JPY, I don't know whether this big sell moves really affect this big candles really affect like the sell positions. I want to see a big candle like this to my targets. And usually I've added an extra what 20 pip target because UJ is what at all-time highs. We've never seen this high before. So I believe it could just what. That's just some bonus pips. And who am I to say no? Yeah, UJ. UJ wicked boy. But oh NQ and ES. Yes. Longs happen currently. So the direction was right, but the entry the entry was wrong. I was fooled because I didn't have patience and I was induced. So today's lesson is what patience and what if there's nothing, don't take it. I keep telling myself these mistakes and keep on making it. There's something about trading that I should say it is what tempting, very very tempting to tempt you into what taking a trade. I don't want to call it FOMO. I call it what temptation. You understand? The trade looks tempting. Should I take it or not? It just falls to that thing. You understand? If you fall for the temptation, you're on the other side of the market. So today I was tempted at this point. I told myself like plainly like don't enter. You understand? Because you don't have access to the 15 seconds chat. The package we have doesn't have access to the 15 seconds chat. So I shouldn't enter. So I was tempted into taking the trade. I ran down. I'm down a couple of bucks money. Let me just make some wild BTC, you know, claims before I end the stream. Understand? If it comes into too faster, I've done well. Okay, let me go higher. BTC, I believe we could see it go lower. Let me clear the charts up. I think on the 3 months time frame. Maybe to see we can see this lows go. I think maybe after this logos, we could be in a range around this point. And maybe a bullish move. Taking out this low. A lot of people were buying, a lot of people being trapped. The thing in BTC is somewhat scary. Somewhat scary. I've not checked the current price action, but if price, respects, let me delete whatever is still left. Then we can talk. if price respects this low and we have a bullish move to the upside and we take out this high, I believe BTC can be on its game back to the upside. But that's only if we respect these lows. But yeah, let's check the lower time frame and see whether that is even possible. So currently we have this low and we just tapped out this low also. We are respecting it. We've seen price take out some highs, cause a break of structure, and from there we are seeing some shots back to the lows. Direction wise, I think B2C is interesting. It's interesting. Maybe I think this lows will go, but I want to say, oh, okay, because these lows are going, this will also go. But it's higher probable that the lows go. That I'm sure of. But for now, let's see this lows go. Maybe you might get a bullish move after this low goes, this 2 engineer liquidity, and see what this will do on BTC. It could shock us that we could see this happen. You know, it doesn't also look bad. It looks like the perfect um, trick against traders. Everybody will be looking. Everybody's looking on shots for BTC. So yeah. So I think that will be all for today's live. Thank you for joining me today. We were able to take one trade. I think we had a solid prediction, as you can see. Yes. So we've been able to take one trade. It was a loss. We've had a solid prediction. And yeah, we'll have to do this another time. So yeah, thanks everybody who watched this video.